Hi, I'm Paul Maravets from Rome Snowboards. I'm one of the founders, and I'm also the board designer. And I was going to show you guys some of our new split boards. New for the line, we've expanded the line a bit. We've added a couple of lengths in some models, and then we've added, this year we expanded our Swallowtail offering split. We had a Swallowtail regular board, and for this year we added a split Swallowtail because, as you guys know, probably to get a Swallowtail out in powder is there's like nothing else in the world. So a couple of things that are really special, other than the overall very lightweight. We don't have published weights, and we don't know what other competitors are doing, but a lot of people have commented on how light these boards have been, and as with all our boards, we try to make them light. The Swallowtail design is obviously the key feature on this board, but a couple other key features that we've developed for this board for split boards in general. We've got our Powder S Camber, which is reverse camber under your front foot and positive camber under your back foot. So you get a lot of flotation going into the turns, and you get a lot of power coming out of the turns. What we've done differently on our splits versus where Powder S exists on some of our other boards is we've actually extended the camber portion up forward a little bit so that more of your back foot and more importantly, your touring bracket is under camber. So as you're touring in split board, well, ski mode, I guess, touring mode, you're actually compressing camber, and it actually helps the ski bite better and go up the hill. So when we moved the camber back, we found it was a little bit more slippery. So this is one of our new. It's a 172 Swallowtail. The White Room is our men's version. It again has that Powder S camber I mentioned, with the same general geometry where this camber line is moved slightly forward from where it is on our regular powder boards. As you know, as you can see, we're using the volet clip system, really basic, really solid, kind of, well, we refer to it as the Luger. It's such a bomber construction, so that's part of the primary reason we've stuck with it for this board. And as you can see, we've been focusing on using very timeless graphics on these boards. We're updating them each year slightly, but we also want them to be consistent so that we're not just following really wild trends, because in general, most of us that are splitboarding in our office, and most of the splitboarders we know are very, I don't want to say conservative because that's not what it is, it's just a little more maybe sensible, and so we've kept the graphics very simple and rich. The sister of the White Room's our Powder Room, which is specific to women, a little bit narrower, a little bit softer flexing. As with all of our split boards, the flex profiles and the way we construct these boards accounts for the fact that you actually have two halves put together. As you guys know, if you've ever made a DIY board, you lose a lot of torsion, and so as we design these boards as two components, we make sure we account for that. With the women's boards, we didn't just make them softer, we accounted for their weight and making sure that they still work in ski mode as well as downhill mode. A lot of similarities to the White Room men's, but again, tuned for the women. And we have some smaller guys using these as well. And then this was a new board that we introduced last year in this split. It's the double agent. And I think I was just telling the story a little bit. This is actually coming out of one of our shop guys out in the US who's a splitter, but he said, I'm not the normal splitter. He said he's not a lung man. Lung man being a very fit, athletic guy who's just going out in the mountains for exercise. He's more of a freestyle guy. And his favorite board in our line was the Agent, and he said, I've got a great idea. We split an Agent, we'll call it the double Agent, you can have that name, no charge, just give me a board. So we did. And the general idea of this board is it's based on our very successful Agent series boards. It's a twinish shape. It's not a twin tip, but it's very centered and very balanced feeling. For this board, we didn't put a normal camber on it, and we didn't put the Powder S camber on it. We actually have something similar to our free pop rocker, which is a flat center section on the board with rocker in the tip and the tail. For the split board models of this, we've actually extended the flat section a little bit further so that when you are in ski mode, you have a very solid platform to skin off of. A rocker board, as some of you guys may know, feels very loose. When you're in ski mode, you really need the you need the skins to hook up, and if they're curved up, you lose a lot of traction. And so we've extended the flat section more than on some of our other boards. Pretty good powder performance from the tip and tail kicks, but as we were just discussing, it really is a more freestyle oriented board than the white room or the powder room, and certainly than the Swallowtail. I think that's, that covers the line pretty well, but yeah, I hope you guys can check it out.